Imagine for a second that you're holding 6,375 HBAR right now. Maybe you've been stacking up for a while, or maybe you're just curious. But let's be honest, you're probably wondering what that's actually worth long term. Specifically, how much could it be worth by 2026? With Hedera consistently gaining traction but still flying under the radar compared to giants like Ethereum, the question becomes, is HBAR still a hidden gem or just another project that's peaked? Let's break it all down. The math, the latest developments, and the future potential of HBAR that could make your 6,375 tokens worth a whole lot more in the coming year. But before we dive deeper, if you're looking for a solid exchange to trade crypto, I personally use WEEX. It's reliable, has deep liquidity, super low fees, and a massive selection of coins. Right now, you can claim up to $30,000 in sign-up bonuses and trade with up to 400x leverage. Best part? No KYC required. Use the link in the description to sign up and claim your bonus today. Now, let's get into it. With a total market cap of approximately $10 billion, that makes your 6,375 HBAR worth just over $1,500. Not bad, but hardly life-changing. So what would it take for that stack to become worth $5,000? Or $10,000? Or even $20,000 by 2026? Let's break down the price scenarios first, then dive into the real-world progress that could actually fuel those gains. If HBAR simply doubles to 48 cents, your holdings grow to $3,060. Triple that to 72 cents, and you're sitting on $4,590. At $1, that becomes $6,375. At $2, $12,750. And if HBAR hits $3, we're talking over $19,000 from your original investment. But to realistically assess this, we need to understand what Hedera is building today that could drive that kind of price growth. First off, what makes Hedera different? Unlike blockchains like Bitcoin and Ethereum, Hedera runs on Hashgraph, which isn't a blockchain at all. It's a directed acyclic graph, or DAG, that allows the network to process thousands of transactions per second, with finality in just seconds and fees that are fractions of a cent. That's critical in a world where speed and efficiency are essential, especially for enterprise-level applications. In 2025, Hedera has been pushing aggressively into real-world adoption. One of the most significant developments is in the tokenization of carbon credits. The Guardian platform on Hedera is providing unprecedented transparency in carbon markets, a sector poised for massive growth as global corporations and governments continue their push toward net zero emissions targets. As demand for transparent, traceable carbon credits increases, Hedera is uniquely positioned to be the underlying infrastructure that supports this entire sector. Then, there's the Hedera Governing Council, a group that includes companies like Google, IBM, Boeing, and Deutsche Telekom. These aren't just honorary members. They're active participants shaping the network's direction and use cases, giving Hedera a degree of corporate credibility that almost no other crypto project can match. Beyond carbon markets, Hedera is deeply involved in tokenizing real-world assets, or RWAs. Financial institutions are exploring how to issue tokenized versions of real estate, bonds, and even government contracts on Hedera's network. This isn't just theoretical. There are already pilot programs live, and as soon as these scale, demand for HBAR could rise sharply because the token is required for transaction fees and network security. The network's developer ecosystem is also growing steadily. More DeFi protocols, NFT platforms, and enterprise solutions are starting to build on Hedera, expanding the utility of HBAR beyond just an enterprise play. This diversification of use cases could be crucial in driving organic demand for the token. Staking is another area that could enhance HBAR's price potential. HBAR staking is live, but returns have been modest compared to some DeFi alternatives. However, as the ecosystem matures and more use cases emerge, staking rewards could improve, incentivizing more users to lock up their tokens. Less circulating supply often leads to price appreciation, especially when paired with rising demand. Now let's place this within the broader crypto market context. Bitcoin has already surged past $120,000, currently sitting at around $121,000, setting the tone for a bullish cycle. Ethereum, on the other hand, is holding steady at $3,000. If this trend continues and the overall market enters a full-blown bull run, liquidity and investor attention will inevitably trickle down to promising altcoins, and HBAR is well-positioned to capture that wave. When capital rotates from Bitcoin and Ethereum into Layer 1 projects with actual utility, Hedera could see its biggest gains yet. The combination of unique technology, enterprise adoption, and growing developer activity puts it in a strong spot compared to competitors like Solana or Algorand. But competition is real. These networks are also scaling fast, and Hedera must continue to innovate to stay ahead. Regulatory clarity is also a key factor. As governments globally begin to outline clearer rules around digital assets and blockchain infrastructure, platforms like Hedera that have always prioritized compliance and transparency will have a strategic advantage. That could attract not just institutional capital, but also developers and projects looking for a compliant ecosystem to build on. So, where could the price go by 2026? In a conservative scenario, if adoption grows steadily, HBAR could push to 50 to 75 cents, making your 6,375 tokens worth around $3,000 to $4,780. In a moderate growth scenario, hitting the $1 to $2 range is realistic, taking your holdings to between $6,375 and $12,750. In a highly bullish scenario, driven by mass adoption, tokenized assets going mainstream, and a fully ignited crypto bull market, $3 per HBAR is achievable, valuing your stash at over $19,000. Of course, nothing is guaranteed. Crypto markets are volatile, and Hedera will need to deliver on its promises to justify higher valuations. That means scaling developer adoption, continuing to land enterprise partnerships, and keeping the technology competitive with other fast-evolving networks. But if Hedera succeeds in all these areas, your 6,375 HBAR could become far more valuable than it is today. Whether you're planning to hold, stake, or accumulate more, the next 18 months will be critical in determining whether HBAR can live up to its potential. What's your take? Are you holding HBAR for the long term? Drop your price predictions for 2026 in the comments below. I'm curious to see where the community stands on this. If you enjoyed this analysis, make sure to like the video and subscribe for more crypto price forecasts, project updates, and deep dives. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.